Rodney Saulsberry of Whitehaven High School. Coach Saulsberry, good Sunday evening to you.
Yeah, good Sunday evening. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. It's Chris Lowe and myself here. And, Rodney, Coach Pruitt and Coach Johnson, they were by there on Friday, and they've kind of upped their efforts in recruiting your three-headed monster at linebacker, talking about Bryson Eason, Martavis French, and Tamarian McDonald. Just talk about, seeing Coach Pruitt on campus on Friday and just kind of, your thoughts on as they've kind of upped their efforts in recruiting your guys.
Well, me and Coach Johnson have a long relationship back even when he was coaching high school back in New Orleans. So he's one, and then Coach Cumming coaching from Memphis. So Coach Pruitt and I have known each other for a long time. So it's great to see them making Memphis a priority at Tennessee as a state, in-state school. So it's been a long time coming, and it's great to see that they're making a priority coming back to Memphis, trying to get kids from the other side of the state.
Rodney, that's something that, when Jeremy took the job, I mean, he made Memphis, I'll say it, the number one priority in state almost. I mean, he talked about, how that's a hotbed for football and got to get in there. It's something Tennessee had not done in quite a while. When you first heard him talk about that, was that kind of, did you think, okay, that's lip service, or did you think, I know Coach Pruitt, he is going to make Memphis priority, and Tennessee actually is doing that?
Oh, I took him seriously. I took him at his word, because in other places he's been, they recruited Memphis. And, again, obviously a lot of the guys on the staff that he hired, we had previous relationships with. So we look forward to them making Memphis a priority. And, again, I've had teammates that played at Tennessee back in the day from Memphis. And, again, Tennessee's done well when they've recruited Memphis. So it was good to see him say Memphis is going to be a priority, and it's good to see him to take action along with making those words being said.
All right, let's break down the three-headed monster. Let's start with Bryson Eason. Let everybody know kind of what he brings to the table.
And it's just scary athletic. It's crazy for a kid with that size to be able to move like he does. Obviously he's so big that a lot of coaches, they come and they just look at him and they like physically, they like, okay, he's going to be a defensive lineman. But I just look at him and say, no, this kid can move. He can really run. And Coach Pruitt was at the game Friday night, and we had one bust on defense. A kid caught a pass, and it looked like he was going to go in for a touchdown. And Bryson from the other side of the field chased a running back down for maybe 20 yards. And Coach Pruitt called me later that night and said, that's all I had to see. I could leave. I left after that because it was the speed that he has at his size just is dynamic. And he's a true old throwback middle linebacker. I attest to LaVon Kirkland throwback, just speed and size. That's a freakish athlete. So that's what I would say about Bryce.
All right, Martavis French, who's committed to Arkansas, but I know David Johnson has been working him pretty hard to try to get him over here for a visit.
I think they're just trying to get him on campus again. We've been up there a few times. So again, that's when the kids make their own choice on where to go to school. So again, he's committed to Arkansas, but it doesn't stop people from recruiting. So they're just trying to get him. Oh, he's just versatile. He can play inside and outside linebacker. And one thing I can say again about all three of them, but especially Martavius, he's a leader in how he dissects things. He's a film junkie. So he's a film junkie, so he's in there watching film. And it was a point Friday night where he's calling plays. They're about to run this, they're about to run that. And it's just exciting to see kids that play the game above the neck and also have those physical attributes that can also make impacts on games.
And then finally, Tamarian McDonald, Tennessee, offering him after watching him play on Friday night.
Oh, he's just a Mr. Everything. I list him as an athlete. Again, I think body-wise, he's probably going to grow into a linebacker because he's already about 215, 220. So he'll probably grow and be a linebacker, but he can play strong safety, free safety. He obviously has played outside and inside linebacker, plays tight end, wide receiver, can even play quarterback, and he's our punter. So, he's literally a kid that can do anything on the field. So uber athletic. He has probably close to a 40-inch vertical leap. So just athleticism through the roof, and the sky's the limit for his potential because I just see him continually get better as he moves on throughout this season, and then going on to college, play college football.
Rodney, it's Chris. Thanks again, man, for spending some time with us tonight. From your perspective, with some of your counterparts across the state who coach high school football, and certainly we appreciate what you guys do. When you talk, not only your three kids, but other players around the state, what sense do you get? Everybody knows it's no secret that Tennessee football has been down, but that there's a desire among some of these kids to get on board and be a part of that movement, or a part of the year or two or seasons or two to get Tennessee football back to where all Tennessee fans want it to be?
We can just see the momentum, and it starts with the culture that you're trying to create. Again, it's easy a lot of times to create the culture and build upon when you're winning, having success on the field. But the true test of your will and your moxie as a staff is, what do you do when you're struggling, and how do you stay steadfast in building your culture and building the message that you have for the kids that you're recruiting when that struggle is shown on the field as you continue to try to build. So I think the kids see the genuineness that the kids are seeing, and honestly, this day and age, kids see an opportunity. They see an opportunity where they may be able to come in and contribute to the turnaround, and that may be exciting to them as well.
Rodney, you had one player sign with Tennessee last year, Melvin McBride. Melvin kind of had a little bit of a heart issue early on last year, then got cleared, and then, of course, it came back, and he had to retire from the game of football. What's kind of been his discussion as he goes through school up here, and then what did that show you about the Tennessee coaches? Because some coaches at the college level, could have walked away from it when it flared up the first time, but Tennessee hung in there, believed in Melvin, and unfortunately, it did come back and he had to retire.
But Melvin's a strong kid, and he's strong-willed, and unfortunately, that Tennessee has some experience with that with Trey Smith. With Trey Smith going through a little health issue there. And that's actually giving Melvin some hope. He's saying that if he continues to work, continues to push that, just like before where the doctors cleared him prior, that they may come back and clear him. So he hadn't given up hope on trying to get cleared to be able to play again. So a kid at this age, but my hat goes off to the staff at Tennessee for treating him right and taking care of him with the unforeseen incident, because, again, we had no idea that it was going to be a situation where they weren't clearing him to play, because, we took him to we got LeBonner Hospital here, one of the best hospitals known to man, and they cleared him and everything was good. So we were really hoping that everything would go well, because he would really flourish up there and really be able to help the team win. But, yeah, I told him that no matter what, man, that you have a great opportunity to be a part of something special up there, and they've done well, and he likes being a coach anyway, so right now he gets to coach, and hopefully he'll get a chance to play in the future if everything clears up.
We'll get you out of here on this one. We've been talking about the hot weather all show. Supposed to cool down on Friday, or at least start to cool down. You kind of ready for football weather?
I'm so ready for football weather. I mean, it's teasing us. For a moment, we had some football weather last week for a moment, and then all of a sudden it was back blazing again. And I'm I also went to go see my son play at Austin Peay this weekend, and we're driving in a car and it's saying 90 degrees. External tell, like, what is going on? It's almost October, and you're not supposed to see those kind of digits on the temperature right now. So it's going to be a lot of high electric bills and all that stuff around the state, because people had to keep the air running. But I don't know what's going on with this weather, but definitely somebody better understand climate change, global warming, whatever they call it. It's not supposed to be this hot.
Well, there we go. We got the weather forecast. We got some recruiting talk in with one of the best coaches in the state. Good luck the rest of the way, Rodney, as you hope to bring home another state title there to Whitehaven.
Hey, I appreciate you all calling.